It's actually early morning now. I went up all night. But I don't want to forget where I was. I found out a bunch of things, strange things. And here's one of them. Remember I told you that once those user numbers get used up, you can still go back and use them again. The reason I knew that was because once one of my hard drives died on me and I couldn't get the information back, and I went online on someone's computer and found an article, and they said that you can do it, but you have to log in on the same computer, and you have to have the same SID number exactly. And mine ended with, let's say, 1003 or something. But that number had already been used up. And they told you where to find out where the numbers are and what the next one's supposed to be. These are the numbers. This is me. That's 1005. 3D. And there used to be anyway a next value. That was 1 and 4. 500. Yeah, 500 ones there. Those are to do with the log on. Those log on users. 500 and 501 that negotiate the log on. Now you'll notice that this counts up DE F0, 1, 2, 3, but now there's a gap from here to here. 3F6. Which is user number 1014. I don't remember if that came up before. But of all these users, it's the only one that has this. Don't show login. Don't show in logon UI. User don't show in the logon UI. Okay, like there's a user here. There's one more user here than I know of, and it's called administrator. And there's one user that doesn't show up on the login UI, and that one happens to have a flag saying "Don't show it." So I'm going to turn this off. Whoops. Okay. The reason I'm able to see this, by the way, is you have to run as, well, I'm logged on as the anti-authority system. This SAM, although I'm sure it's changed it, doesn't have any users. Administrators no access. It's only meant for the system, which is fine by me. But now I want to see administrators show up in that list. And it has a password. I think these have to do with the password. My hints don't mean anything. I just have them written down somewhere. Now there's these groups. And, I don't know what this okay. Everything starts with this number. And here's that same list again. It doesn't say that. I assume that the next would be F3, F4. Well, and so now that's a weird thing. And where are all the grooves? Oh, here's some more stuff. Names, aliases. This is it. Oh, now there's something written here. Guests have the same something. Guest account, something. Performance log users, members of this group may schedule logging of performance counters. Performance counters are a critical element of this whole system, by the way. It's got nothing to do with performance. Maybe a little bit, but it has it's deeply involved with something else, with everything else. Now, what are these? Like 3 different possible. Look at this data. It's a funny word, a little D character. Look at these. And oh, okay, here's some things I've seen before. Where's my special group? What was it called? The something club. Let's see. There's never anything in their name. Of course, maybe it's not permitted. No. Anyway, so that's one thing. Now the other thing I don't remember ever seeing this bit before. And I was curious about it. And all of these things somewhere I found some English words. These are like lists, and these numbers I don't know what they mean. Recovery, okay, so that's to do with this. Backing up. This is what to do with the logging on process. That very low level. And I had noticed something said treat as system. Oh, here, yeah. So all these things. Well, at least this is the system. This has to do with logging on, I think. Now, can I get out of this? Well, that's okay. I don't need that anymore. I don't need that. Another thing I found, well, this was not so interesting, but I found this weirdo under one of the registry keys that I was looking at as I was doing my experiments with Windows failed security system. I came across this DLL icon codec service. Doesn't export anything, but when I print out its version information, yeah, I got my version info. It tells you something. Converts a PNG part of an icon into a bitmap icon. So although it doesn't have any exports or anything, it must be bound through some component thing. You can see that whatever it's using, it's doing get proc address and running the to the pointers. See, you're going to see this everywhere, and I forget. I started looking at it because my friend was telling me a lot about what you can find out using this query performance counter, and it's nothing to do with performance. It has to do with something else. I'm trying to find get proc address. Probably knows the address of those libraries. I don't know what these bindings are. Like, do you see load library anywhere here? Oh, here it is. Okay. So standard. It doesn't want anyone to know where it's importing. But anyway, I started uploading this video because I want to demonstrate something that, well, I guess I've known about it for a while, but it just occurred to me that, all this stuff about privilege escalation and security attacks and viruses and things getting privileges on your system is because the way that it's a mentality thing, I think. Like, well, especially to do with the installer. Okay, now I have this. I can make an install program using this great and free thing for making an install programs called InnoSetup. It's free. You can find it online. And here's an example of it. Here's an example where I just kind of think of some kind of thing that installs, but it doesn't do anything that would require any administrative privilege. All it does is put something in users data directory. Let's say the install directory. Prints out a license file. Into the installer goes a JPEG file, and its destination is app here. Normally this is where your program is going to go. It's no program in this case, it's just a picture. So the picture will go here, and at the end there's a little checkbox, run. And all run does is shell exec a JPEG file. Okay? So now I'm going to build that setup program. I have a patch file all set up and run it. Okay, running the setup. Now this is the thing that this is a mistake. And I'll show you why in a minute. First, like I just told you, this setup program doesn't make any global changes to the system. However, the system is asking me if I want to allow it to make global changes to the system. Well, actually, no, I don't want to allow it to make global changes to the system, but I don't know that it's going to do that anyway. And it's from an unknown publisher, right? Now, if you want to be a known publisher, that means you have to have a great big business and great big company, and so the little guys, the people that are just trying to make a living and can't afford to be validated or can't get away from this prompt. And so regular users are presented with these prompts all the time for every program they install. And either you're never going to install another program again, and I know some people that have taken that step, so they won't install any programs on the system. But I don't. I install things, so I say yes. That's a wizard type setup. I was spending a long time working on my because usually you should have a license agreement. Maybe I'll just scroll through this slowly and I'll let you read it. I'm pretty tired of my reading. Well, you can pause. Cut that out. Okay, now I've explained here in the license agreement why you would be an idiot to install this. Why are you an idiot? Why? Because I have just transferred every single right, privilege, or authority that I have. There's a joke here, like something bad is going to happen. Over to in this case, the Grim Reaper, the devil, Satan. Yes, I go by many names, but only one has stood the test of time, as it turns out. And can you guess what it is? Not the Antichrist. Can you guess? What name would the devil, of all the names the devil has been called, have stood the test of time? According to the devil, it is Johnny Carson. Of course, everyone knows Johnny Carson, the incarnation of Satan. Anyway, the point is, all I've given over to this program. I've given it full access to my system, even though I didn't need it. And then I said something about all this copyright stuff baloney. Okay, so now it makes this directory, run the installer, click OK, and it should show the picture. There it is. Join the Marines. Okay. Now, we'll go to setup 2. Now this is exactly the same one as the last one, except I've added to this another entry. Root HKey local machine. So that's the global system change. In this particular key, the Windows WinNT current version Windows keyword value require sign AFINIT DLL. Now that's one of the keys that allows those M hooks to run. You know, if it hasn't been signed, digitally signed, the default now is that this is true. So you can't just make you can't make one of those global hooks unless you get your DLL signed by special authorities. But any installer in the world could turn that off, right? Because I can compile it in here. Because you're not given an opportunity. Because of the stupidity of the system, right? The authorization is asked for here, at this point, before I know what it's going to do, right? That's wrong. This isn't when you should be asking for authorization. Let it run. My system is already set up, and the system knows it's set up in such a way such that if that program were to try to do something that requires privilege escalation, then I'll get notified. If I click yes here, I won't get notified, right? But I don't know what it's going to do yet. So let me just bring that registry key out. That's local machine software. And here, current Windows. This. Okay, require signed AFINIT DLL. The default used to be false, but they realized that's a security hole. This used to default to true. Okay, it used to load these AFINIT DLLs, and with that false and that true, all you got to do is put a string in here, and you can have your DLL loaded into another process automatically. You don't have to do anything. And then that's how that hooking works. Now, this certainly is a program that installs a single picture, but how do I know what else it's doing? I'm not given a chance to find out that it did that, right? And every single installer can do that. Now, even worse, I think, and even more stupid, is I don't know if I have the file anymore. What was it called? Bad zip or something. When you download something, okay, well, it's probably in my wastebasket. Oh. Get bad. Let's bring these back. Once it downloads, a bunch of them. But I found something else. I found out another security vulnerability that exists, and I don't know how long it has existed on Windows. Now let's see what's in these. Okay, now that's that. That's okay. Now that's got and this. I don't think I see one of them. I made a mistake, and it didn't actually do a bad thing, but that was a mistake in the program. Okay, now this unit test here should be the same code as this. Tries to change that same value to 0, right? Local machine. Now, if I run this, it wouldn't be able to do that, right? Now, let me just mention. Now, why do you think that came up? That little box. The reason that little box came up is what I did was I put the file in a zip file. I uploaded it to my website online. I downloaded it as a zip file. And when you download a zip file and don't do anything, it has this flag turned on. It's blocked, right? Now, to me, that's already a security leak, because even though, okay, so anything I extract from here is also going to have that same property of being untrusted, especially untrusted, okay? And you're going to get a warning message like this, which doesn't look that much different from like a regular install warning message. You know, publisher not verified. Okay, the color's a bit different, but it turns out that it didn't manage to change that registry key. Still 1. However, suppose you wanted to elevate the privilege level of your program, okay? And I never knew this before today. All you do, alright, is just make a second copy of your program and put it inside your program as a resource. Extract that somewhere and give it this name. Okay? Like put it in temp, so it's not visible, and run it from there, but give it this name. Now it's got a little thing here. And when I run it, I get a similar prompt. You know, not much different. Okay, so yeah, sure, I'll let it run. Now let's see about the registry. You see? It was able to do it. It was able to become an administrator because for some stupid reason, if just the name of the program has the word setup in it, it just takes it to be a setup program and elevates it to actually more than administrator. Trusted installer is nearly on the same level as anti-authority system. Right? All I changed was the file name. You don't have to change the file name. You can do that in secret. This is not a special directory, right? So imagine if you make a binary resource that's a program like this utest, okay? And the utest is just a small container. Alright? Then what you would do is you would extract the program that you want to have run as an administrator, put it into temp like this, the hidden temp, whatever temp is. Echo. App data local temp. So app data. So we're going to get the program. Let's see. So you do this silently. Nobody has to see. Local. Temp. Okay. Extract the program here. Right. Name it to setup. Okay. And but the user, nobody's seen this. We're still sitting over here in downloads, right? And it's like I've just clicked on this. Meanwhile, a program has been created and placed in the temp directory, my own temp directory. That's data. What is it again? Oh, it's only because I have a link. Normally it's hidden. Yeah, so you can't even really see it happening with your trying. And it's copied this thing here. Now it'll just do execute like a execute process or whatever, or system and the name of the program, however you want to run it. But remember, we're sitting here, right? Now let's say click on this show details and find out that it's in fact this program that's asking for the special thing. This is what we're, unfortunately I had to switch boxes here, but this would be our view, okay? And essentially it says that this, well, something wants to make changes to the system. And well, it's just a unit test program, right? And every time I download things from and extract them from zip files, I always get these stupid things, and I always click yes. I click yes, and and it did something bad. So that's a security. I think that must be new. Anything, it just has to have the word setup in it. Doesn't matter. Like it could be, that. Just has to have those letters. You see the little thing there? Now, I don't know how much of the word setup. Okay, you need the full word setup. I don't know if it's case sensitive, not case sensitive. So that's a security leak, a hole in a security hole in the system. But the reason why that sort of thing can happen so easily is because these zip files and these files extracted from them are automatically marked as particularly unsafe because they came from the internet, presumably. And so therefore you're getting this kind of thing all the time, right? All the time. And you get so used to accepting that you know that the process of installing a program is you download it from the internet, you click run, you click accept, and then you install, right? And that if that becomes a mechanical process, then now you have now that's developed a security loop, because your mindset is that it's always going to ask for special permission if you download something from the internet. Now, if it didn't do that, right, then this would be like this, okay? I'd get it out of the zip file, I would run it, it did its thing, it tried to do its bad thing, but it couldn't do it, right? It would never get any extra privileges unless it was called setup, of course. Now, what use is setup? No. Question is, what if I took a setup program and renamed it to not be setup? Would that help? I mean, because see, this is better than when this was named setup. When it was named setup, it did a bad thing to my system. Now I just made a bunch of setup programs, so let's see. Well, I actually tried this test already. So here's the setup that we just created a few minutes ago. Where's the date? 7. That's the one. So when I click setup, I get the yellow thing, and the yellow thing is to like hand over all your privileges. So let's try to rename it to utest. We still get that. Okay, so apparently there's no way around it in this case. I would like to run this not with administrative privileges and see what it does, right? See what it tries to do. But the system won't allow it, because it thinks that because it can't trust it, the only thing to do is to ask you to give it full access to your system. I don't understand how that makes any sense. You know, anyway. I want to make a video of something useful, but I just ran into these things and I thought I'd mention it anyway. Beware. Whenever you download a zip file from the internet, okay, immediately, and if there's a way to turn it off, turn it off. Don't allow it to mark things as unsafe. Immediately unsafe, zip files especially, because then you're always going to get a prompt, and you don't want that. You want to let things run in a with limited access, and if it requires extra access, then you'll find that out during the install. You don't give the granting before the install. And if there's something, if the name of the program is setup, rename it to something that's not set up, to make damn sure that it really is a setup program, right? That it has, like this has a special manifest saying that instructs the operating system that it is a setup type program. Unfortunately, the operating system doesn't do the right thing. They could do all sorts of things that they could do. They could limit its limit it could be run in a kind of what they call a sandbox environment first, even without your knowing about it. So like it's a fake system, and it would examine what changes it makes. See if if what it does is something dangerous. If it is, then it can warn you and tell you exactly what it's going to do, and then you know what you're acceding to, right? Like this, I don't know what I'm agreeing to. It's not telling me anything about what I'm agreeing to. I mean, come on, spawn win. You know that. This doesn't tell me that it's going to change that registry key. Okay. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the system tray, and I will next time. See you.